again in the studio by the amazing Christine, and we have a brand new subject. Charlotte, what is it?
Today we're going to talk, this is one of my favorite shows, favorite subjects. This is to be how to create an authentic network and community. What a fantastic
Ladies,
subject.
we've got to try and keep this to 10 minutes, all right?
We're going to
try. So,
welcome, Christine.
Yeah, welcome
Thank
back.
you.
I'm genuinely very, very excited. I mean, obviously, we run a network business, so this is very much at the soul of our values and our ethos and our authentic self is our network. But I'm really excited to listen to your take on this and how other people can create this. So this show is super important to us. So over to you. Just go, fire away. Otherwise, I won't go.
Okay, so I think I would like to start why I actually think this is important to talk about, because I think if someone would ask me, if I can do just one thing to market myself and my business, what could that be? I would say network. Always my number one answer would be build a network around you. It's so important. And why is that? I mean, there's some obvious reasons, but I'm going to go for, first of all, you have a great time, usually. Second of all, you're learning from all the other people that you're meeting. You might find possible collaboration partners. You might find possible suppliers that help you with something where you can outsource something. And we already talked about outsourcing. You will have shoulders to cry on, because once you find your network and you are authentic and everyone in that network as well, and you're on the same level, let's say, then you can be authentic. Because the entrepreneurial journey is not always fun and amazing and great. There's things when websites crash. There's things where you launched a product and no one bought anything. There's things when everything goes different. There's pandemics happening. There's things happening, and you need to understand that it's, like they say, a roller coaster ride, and that's really true. Having a supportive network will help you tremendously through those times. And I even made really, some of my best friends came from networking events where I go to, and it also helps you to test ideas. You might have an idea, you want to get some feedback. Maybe you even get a focus group that is testing things. I mean, you kindly found me some testers when I redid all my academy with all the back-end stuff. And we know well enough that things might go wrong that we don't see. And we need other people that click maybe where there's no button and things like that. Because again, what we said is we're in our bubble and we don't see those things. We need other people to do that. You get access to.
It's a good point that you've made there, actually, because obviously we run a network business, right? So, and we literally go to our network and they're constantly giving us feedback on how we can better our website, what we need, and we listen to them as well. I mean, the fact we're running a network was from our members. You know, that was never on the cards. So and we were going to networks and people were going, why don't you run a network? You would be able to run a network. Your networks would be amazing. Your networks would be awesome. And that's exactly what we did. So we created an awesome, amazing network, but it was based around the members, which
listening to the members. I mean, listening to the people in your community, I think is really, really important for your business to grow and be sustainable. And I love what you said about a shoulder to cry on, because it is a roller coaster. And I think especially when you're starting out, everyone will come to you and go, you need this, you need that, you need a web, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, I need all these things and I don't have any money. I don't know where to start. And then your family, if your family is your support group, they will start saying, well, why don't you just get a job? It just sounds too complicated. So
people are more under a level playing ground.
Yeah.
But look, the show is
like-minded people.
The show is about creating an authentic network. Okay. Now you can go to 1 million networks and you'll find unauthentic people. Yeah. All right. I can give you a list of one.
Yes.
How can we work with how can we create an authentic network, Christine? I'm really interested on that.
Okay, so one thing is, let's talk about one thing. So someone doesn't want to basically create a community like you did, but wants to create a network around them that they feel comfortable with and go to authentic networking groups and join authentic networking groups like yours, for example. I think it's a lot of trial and error. It is really, because how do you know? How do you find networking groups? So it might be local ones, in-person ones, might be an online one. So you need to be very clear about where do you want to be for the networking. That's one thing. And then you can find them, you can find groups and test them out. Go to 1 or 2 of the events. Like you offer also a free joining the Get Connected, for example, to get to know you and the people and how it works, to see if they like that. So there's also other groups that I won't mention the name now, but that are extremely strict, and where you sit and maybe in a room and you for 1 hour you listen to 60-second pitches, and then you have 10 minutes to network, and maybe you have a little bit of breakfast. And they're extremely structured and rigid, let's say, and don't feel too human to me. They work for a lot of people. They don't work for me, for example. But you have to find that out. You have to go there and then see what you want to exclude. So similar to what we said about being yourself, you can find out what you don't stand for, what you don't like. And then once you find a group, like SeeNoBounds, for example, once I've met you, Charlotte, and again, your values and just you, I knew immediately, okay, I'm going to join. I'm going to join once you restructured everything. There's no question for me not to join as a networker, because I knew I will meet like-minded, authentic people that are not just super polished for social media, but that are real and that offer real value to me, and that I can offer real value to them. And these are the things I think you would need to do. Try out, see what you like, and then build relationships there. So just don't go here and there, one event there, and then, there's a startup event there, and there's value in all of that, but for different reasons. But if you want to build that authentic network, you have to find 1, maybe 2 groups. I mean, you run so many events, there's no reason to actually join another networking group. But in theory, other people might run just 1 or 2 events a month. If you enjoy what they're doing and you want to start building real relationships, go as much as you can on a regular basis, because that's the only way you get to know each other. And it's not always just talking about business. You can also talk about holidays, because you get to know the people better. You will know more about them. And it's, for me, going to a networking event, the basis understanding for myself and for that person that goes there is not, how can I sell something today? It's, how can I provide value today? That's the one question I always ask myself when I join a room, when I talk to people, and see what that is.
I love that, because I always say to people about networking, you've got to go with a purpose. And if it's a face-to-face event, don't try and run around like a headless chicken giving your business card to 100 people, but just go there to build, maybe meet 5 new people that you've never spoken to, because that will be manageable, and you can actually follow up on that and build the real authentic relationships. I love that.
I'm like just 1.
I think also a good point to say about networking communities is the fact that you've got to try them out to know if it's for you. Yeah. But at the same time, like you mentioned, I think it's worth pointing out, because I see a lot of startups going to all of everything that's free, everything that's the next shiny thing, and they don't actually end up committing to anything. And 6 months in, they say, networking doesn't work for me. That's because you got to give it time as well. You got to give your commitment, like you said. What can I give?
You've got to show an authentic self as well. Right? So you can't just go to a network. You've got to be you as well. And we've seen it loads of times. That whole pebble dash and just hope for the best.
Yes, you got to try it. And any good network out there who want authentic members will give you a guest pass, so you can come a few times if it's for you. Definitely.
We even do 3 months as well. But okay, so bringing this back in, because we went off on a bit of a tangent. This is a really soft subject for us, because obviously it's like so close to home for us. So if you were going to look at, and I think there is a big difference, right, which is the point we're trying to make, between networking and authentically networking. and I think there is a big difference from that. What would be, if someone was going to go to a network, what would be your top tip around, and I'm gonna come to both of you on this, right? Because I think it's a really important message. What would be your top tip about how to create an authentic relationship within a network? So Christine first, what would you say would be your top tip on how to achieve that?
Be honest and transparent. A lot of times people overpromise and don't deliver because they're too afraid to say, I don't know. So I don't have any issue saying, if someone asks me something and I don't know the answer, I say, I don't know. So we can find out together. Or I know someone in my networking group that I can refer to. Be transparent and honest with what you can do, and always deliver on what you promise, or even over deliver if you can.
You just stole my last bit, because mine was going to be follow up. And you kind of mentioned that in the last bit, because
okay, we take it out. I just say the first bit. Just cut it out.
Yeah, so many people go to networking and they, you know, like I said earlier, running around trying to interact with 100 people. Just make those relationships knowing that you can follow up. And if you say to the person, I follow up with you next week, do it. Absolutely do it. And that's about honesty as well. So yeah, very much in tune there, I think.
And my authentic self is I'm rubbish at it because I forget what I promised people. That's why Charlott's there to correct me. But if I was going to give a top tip, I would say be consistent.
Yeah.
Because that shows that you're willing to invest in that person as well as they're investing in you. So there needs to be that mutual investment, and I think you can get that through consistency.
And I think you can be more consistent and more committed if you pay, because there's not that free networking events are not good. I'm just saying, as a person, you commit to something more if you're paying. So don't be afraid to pay to join networking groups.
It will definitely give back, and you get your return on investment for sure. If you're giving that commitment, you'll get the commitment back. So yeah, really good point, Christine. Thank you.
So look, we do have to end the show. As always, we have to shut it down. We have to leave. We have to go. And a massive thank you to Christine. If you want to hear more from Christine, don't go anywhere. We will be right back with another show, another subject. And until then, we'll see you shortly. Take care. Goodbye.
Take care. Bye-bye.